Morning, everybody. I felt really called today to do a love reading. I don't know why. That idea just wouldn't get out of my head. I kind of was like about it. But here we are. I can't ignore my intuition. That's never worked out well for me, so I've stopped doing that. And let's get going with our reading. So I did, I pulled for feminine on the left and masculine on the right, which is what I always tend to do. That's the sides of the, like if you associate with your left side with your feminine, if you're having health problems or issues on that side, it can relate to, certain things. So for feminine, we'll just jump right in, I guess. I got the Temperance card. This is the where are we at right now? In this moment, how is feminine feeling? Ladies are feeling like, or holder, it doesn't have to be just a woman, holder of feminine energy, Temperance. This is something that comes up in love readings for me all the time. I actually have a video about it. I did a whole stalker spread, so that should, if you want to like dig more into what I got for that, that should fully explain, but I'll summarize quickly. So, Temperance card features a hermaphroditic angel, and it has water pouring from the bottom cup to the top cup. Signifies union between masculine, feminine, and God, and spiritual enlightenment. So like moving to the next phase type of energy. And for the male energy, masculine energy, I got the Fool. This has also been a stalker card for me in the not so far away past. And when I did a stalker spread on the Fool, I kind of came up with this idea of... my dog's just chilling. Can you sit, bud? Or just relax? Okay. To me, the Fool... Funny, he has his dog here too. The Fool is... I think that the Fool's often seen as someone who's kind of irresponsible and doesn't, he's just kind of like out there going. He has his little friend, the dog, and he's going on an adventure. He's like high on the adrenaline of, new, I kind of tend to think of it as like new states of mind. I think that masculine right now is very passionate about, he wants to start things new and have these new beginnings. And Temperance, I think feminine, is very, she's in a place where she's really focusing on balancing and being that strong stability for like a proper relationship to facilitate the, she wants that inside and outside, the balance. So she's focusing on her emotions a lot, I see. She's really connected to those. She's trying to stand firmly while still processing things that have been going on for her. Masculine's kind of like that energy of like, I want to go right now, like might not have, he didn't really take very much. He has a bag, so he's like, I got the essentials, I'm going. Like, I kind of have this idea that really excites me. I haven't maybe thought it all the way through very far, but I am taking it, and I have my flower. I think he's going to find love. And I think the way that the feminine is doing this is by balancing. So, both not really bad places to be, I think. And then, hold on, let me get back to where I was in the reading. I pulled for current state of things, the Hangman reverse, which I believe I got I got this recently in a personal reading. All the cards that I got have been cards that have been coming out a lot. So, Hangman reverse I see as a almost as like the Judgment card. It's just like a being forced. Oh, I see how things are. It's that like realization click click moment where you're just like, oh, that's what it is. And then in the past, I got, for feminine, Seven of Swords, which this can indicate like cheating and lying and betrayal. So what I think it's saying is feminine is balancing now because she went through some stuff. I think that masculine has been very gung-ho, you know, kind of like they're doing their stuff and they're a little bit it reminds me of like back when I was like college age, and there was this guy I liked, and we were at a party and we were drinking, and his friend had come up to me and said something like, watch out because he's like liable to do anything tonight, you know, which ended up in us hooking up. And he was like, afterward, the friend was like, I told you he was in that space where he was, because I'm like very hurt, you know, like why would he do that if he didn't have feelings that he wanted to pursue, blah, blah, blah. He knows how I am. We had known each other for quite a while, but it's like that energy I am feeling from masculine, kind of like, they're like living balls out right now. They're just going for it. They're being the fool over there. And that's kind of, to me anyway, I see this. They are Four of Wands for their past position. So I think it's saying that like they were being this, like you're seeing them as the fool now because they were out there having fun. They've been having fun. They've been like doing their thing. They have been living their life. They have, you know, maybe gone out and been partying and having adventures, and you as the feminine was like very betrayed by that, feeling like why would you be out there maybe without me, or you know, I think that pushed her into a place of forced temperance, which I mean it's not bad, it's like totally necessary. She needed to be there to, like I said before, build that strong stable base that, you know, will in the future facilitate this relationship much, much better. And then for what is about to happen, I got Page of Wands. And Page of Wands is like an energy of kind of, I mean, it's really in line with what what I've been getting for the masculine, which is like wanting to explore, wanting to kind of like figure out what this connection is, and maybe you know, maybe not, it's maybe not the most serious though. Like they're not saying like let's lock it down, let's you know, like be Facebook official. That's not really what this card is saying, but it's kind of like that first really exciting, like young high school boy, you know, wanting to have his first girlfriend type of energy. Like I think that masculine's in a, like what I see, masculine's in a very different place than feminine. Masculine's kind of like, what's the big deal? Like you know, I think that they definitely have love for the feminine, and the feminine is kind of like, okay man, you know, you've done these things to me, and even if I don't think masculine has intended to be, the fool doesn't seem very malicious to me, so I don't think that he's thinking like, oh, he seems pretty free. He's not thinking, I did all these things to the feminine. He's not thinking, I Seven of Swords her so hard. Like, no. He's like, do, going about my business. I've been having a grand old time living my life, you know? And for what will help this, I got the Hermit reversed, which I also have recently got lately. I told you guys, all these cards have been coming out for me. I thought it was really interesting to get Page of Wands with the Hermit reverse, because like they're both, it's almost like the opposite card. It's almost exactly what you would think is the opposite, you know? Where did I get them? This way, whatever. Anyway, because he has his staff. They both have staffs. When you turn it upright, look at, they're seeing each other. And the Hermit reverse is kind of a warning. I actually got it for Best outcome. I did a spread for myself. It was actually also a love spread. And I was like, best outcome, hermit reversed. What? That doesn't make any sense. The best outcome is hermit reverse. I will isolate myself. Hermit reverse is like self isolation, like cutting yourself off in search of spiritual satisfaction, or like you're trying so hard to figure out yourself that you're completely pushing everyone around you away, and you don't really have any friends anymore. And it's like totally this is like totally the opposite. I love these cards together. That's delightful. Yeah, so I think it's just saying when this energy comes in, the Page of Wands, like masculine, and I have felt this in my own personal life. I've just have like seen it very like very plainly. I can relate to this because so one of my high school boyfriends, he's probably like he was like my first like real serious thing, I guess. He and I have been close for years. We have like been through quite a lot of stuff, like 10 years deep now. And I mean, like, obviously we haven't dated that whole time. Like, we've never, as like adults dated, but we have sustained that relationship where we have open communication. Like, if he needs something, if I need something, we can go to each other, which is super nice to have. And I had a conversation with him yesterday. He stopped by. Sometimes he, is like deletes his Facebook. He does this in summertime. He's like totally an outside guy, you know. Deletes his Facebook, is like up in the woods or at the river, not really communicating. But that's like totally his way. My best friend and I always have like a panic, like, oh, is he alive? He's a logger. And like stuff happens up in the woods, you know, you gotta be looking out for your people. Like, I was raised in a logging family, so that's something that, like, I check up on my people, you know? Anyway, so he came over yesterday and we were just talking. We, like, from time to time, we'll talk about, like, it's mostly me giving him crap. Like, he'll say something, I think he said something like how he hadn't, like, ever got thrown in jail or something for being so crazy. Like, he's still doing okay. And I was like, why did that happen? Like, because I was there, like, not, you know, I was keeping it on lock. Like, you think you're going to take credit for that. And I totally feel that vibe in this spread, which is masculine's like, I'm over here living my life. Like, I'm doing great being the fool. And feminine's like, yeah, because I tempered your ass the whole time and have had you, like, you know, have kind of been the bug in your ear, keeping you steady. Meanwhile, feeling betrayed as hell, and masculine's just like, well, they're having a good old time. Anyway, so I think that what I would expect from this card is for like in real life situations is kind of exactly what happened to me the other day. I mean, yesterday I'm like sitting there and I hear a knock on my door and there he is. And I'm just like, oh my gosh, I've been wondering about you. I've been worrying about you. I'm so glad you're alive. And you know, we like have this good talk where we reconnect. I got to ask him, he finds like a lot of bones and rocks for me for my business. So it was really nice to like, that's what I needed. I needed some bones and rocks and stuff. So we got to reconnect, and I think that's totally Page of Wands energy. It was like, oh my gosh, so exciting that we now can connect on all these levels. But I would think that what I see is feminine. You were betrayed. Like, bro wasn't always so nice to me, and I kind of nicely remind him of that. And he literally said to me, like, last night, he goes, wow, it really, you know, like, makes me feel horrible how I treated you, and seeing how other men have treated you. I cannot believe that. I hate that. And so they feel, you know, I feel collectively that though we may see the guys in our lives as kind of like, they're always out having a great time. They look like they're having such a good time. They look like they are really just, you know, not having a care in the world, not thinking about things. They definitely are. I think they're aware that they did this to you. They're aware that Seven of Wands, yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, they don't look like that on the outside, and that's why we are not seeing it. But with the Hangman reverse, things are coming to light. things that have been stagnant for a long time. Like I said with my last video, we are in the middle of like, crazy retrogrades, eclipses. Like summer at this time, I feel like has always been so potent, and this year it's even more so. So yeah, that's what I get. I would say try and turn your hermit around. If you feel the need to pull back as the feminine because you're like, and I have done this with several people too. I've had people coming out of the woodwork, and that's part of retrograde. Um, you kind of just have to expect that people will come back. And I've found that as I get older and time goes on, I notice these patterns, and oh yeah, it aligns with astrology. Like, I guess you can, be a non-believer, but you're probably not watching this video if you are a non-believer. Probably not searching on a tarot video. But I would just say, like, try not to be hermit reverse. Try not to go into that place where if you start to feel like this conversation with whatever dude you're talking to or whatever masculine energy you're talking to, if you start to feel like this is going to a bad place where I feel like this betrayed feeling and it's, feel like you're being taken advantage of, just turn the hermit around and go to hermit. Don't go all the way to hermit reverse. Cut that dude off. Understand that just because maybe a specific masculine in your life is behaving in a way that makes you feel like this, you don't have to put up with it. If it's a pattern that's becoming, like you're feeling it with multiple men, I would say that's definitely an indication that you need to start looking at yourself. Oh yeah, and I completely forgot that I pulled a rune, which I've now lost. I know what one it was. Oh, it's right here. So Iwaz, which was the same one that I got for a reading I did a little while ago. I think I uploaded that video too. And the meaning is it's indicative of the spine, the human spine. It's the 24th rune. And so you have 24 vertebrae in your spine. And it's talking about being flexible without bending and not breaking. So being flexible to be strong. And, like think about your spine and how when you're moving, humans have such a, capability to move in different directions. I can move in any direction that I want to because I have all these tiny little pieces in my back that make up this one huge, like that's just kind of an awesome realization. And when you translate that to something emotional, I think that's such a profound thought, which is like there's many moving pieces within this one pillar of strength. So don't be afraid to, maybe bend a little bit and listen to people. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of you where dudes are coming out of the woodwork and you're like still feeling a little bit of this. I'm hoping we've gotten to this temperance where we can hear them out and, have that balance within yourself. I think that the issue is when you start placing your self-worth on someone else. Pay very close attention to your emotions because your emotions are what is indicating what you're manifesting. So when you're feeling that betrayal, I'm so like, in a bad spot for what these masculine have done to me, you're not going to be able to be tempered. You're not going to be able to be balanced and listen to them when they come to you as Page of Wands. You'll go straight to Hermit reversed. Anyway, I want to do some oracle cards. Woo! Some oracle cards. One for masculine and one for feminine. I'll do feminine first. Can we have an oracle card for feminine? Yep. Okay. This card is very sad to me, but to me it's a releasing of past. Because and that does take communication a lot of times because the majority of it is blue, and then I see the leaves coming out of her, pouring out of her heart as fall leaves, old fall leaves. Like, so I think also this could be things that happened last fall. I think that things that happened last fall could be coming out and you know, if you had something go bad with somebody, if you felt they were betraying you at this time, they were being Four of Wands, that could be what's coming out. Or it could just be a general, like, you know, past kind of a card. So then for masculine, what oracle card am I gonna get? Soul. Well, if this just doesn't make you feel a little bit bad for masculine, I mean, I don't know what will. Here they are, trapped in this egg. It's like they're this tiny newborn baby. They're like, wah! And that's kind of what I'm seeing too with, it reminds me of the Fool card a lot. Because they're like, new beginning. Maybe they look calm and collected like Mr. Fool over here, but this is how they're really feeling, is I have all these new things that I want to explain and describe and share with feminine, and I want to be accepted, but I think they're upset. I don't know where I heard this, but it was, it's kind of this profound, like, what if when you're born you're crying about everything that you, like, lost in your past life or something like that, and that's kind of what this reminds me of, is, like, this very pained, you know, scared kind of, like, think about how a newborn baby feels. They come out and they're just like, what is this? I have been cocooned for the last 9 months, and here I am in reality, and, like, the real, you know, earth side, like, can't really feel that great, right? So my advice would be, oh, let's check out bottom of the deck. Yeah. Okay. I think this is for you, ladies. Like, I do feel really drawn to the feminine in this card to kind of, like, be that. Well, I feel like I'm the go-between. This is a Five of Cups reversed, I believe, is, like, I think it's, like, letting go of the bad things that happen, because Five of Cups reverse, or Five of Cups upright, he has all these cups in the back, and he can't see them because he's too worried about all these cups that fell down. So I think this is saying to not be, you know, focused on those things has been the whole spread's message. And to be Five of Cups reversed, it's a positive thing. You're moving on from that feeling of being kind of jaded. I think in all honesty, it's really easy. Like, I'm 28, so I've dated, and I, you know, have a child. I've been divorced. So there has been a lot in my life, and I see this with a lot of girls my age. And I mean, in men too, like, we all have the feminine masculine polarities within us. It's that feeling of, like, being screwed over so many times, you really do feel exasperated. You feel, and that puts you in a position of being unwilling to listen and to hear out others. So to me, the whole spread is that there are going to be communications happening, or there, you know, even if there is someone already in your life, if you are in a relationship, maybe I should have talked more about that, but if you are in a relationship, this can completely apply too, because it's like coming to this point in communication where things are not as stagnant as they were. I think that we've both of these to me kind of speak of these holding, like, previously having been held. Like, if you see, the woman is, like, torn open right now. So this seems like a recent thing, that she had previously had been holding all of this in. And with the masculine, he is, like, just coming out of, he's being born. So feminine's releasing, masculine is released, is what I see. I don't know. Try and just be aware. Try to be compassionate to yourself and others. Try to be flexible, like the rune I was. And most of all, trust your intuition. And you will know when a man comes to you. Give it time. Like, give it time before you if you need to hermit, go in and be hermit upright, you know? Don't isolate and cut people out, but communicate. If you feel like I need a moment to process this, you know, and I will say that I have had some conversations where I was like, afterward, I was like, I need to block that person. Like, they don't have, their energy was really bad, and I felt, at first I felt obligated to speak to them and to, and this was a guy from my past, and to, it was almost as if I was like, he was like, I don't like myself, and like wasn't very nice to me because of that. I could tell that's why. But it's like, I kind of realized, you know, like, I don't have to be validating this. Like, I don't have to be the one that is saying, oh, you're okay, you're a good person. Like, that's not my job. I do that for myself. I have balance within. I don't need to be supporting you, you know, like that, in an emotional way like that. So anyway, because, and I do think by doing that, this is getting so long, you're becoming hermit reverse, because when you become emotionally responsible for somebody else, you're like not interacting in a healthy way, so it isolates you. You are isolating you from yourself. Like, you're prioritizing someone else's emotions above your own. If someone's making you uncomfortable, you do not have to validate their pity party boohoo bullshit. So anyway, I'm gonna cut it off because this is getting so stinking long. But I wanted to just say, I hope that this helped whoever it was for. I know I was really led to do it. And if you guys have any questions or comments or whatnot, leave them below in the comment section. And I'll talk to you guys later.